everyone, I'm Ben with the BTC Sessions. I'm here on the SAIT campus in Calgary, Canada, and today I'd like to share with you my Bitcoin price predictions for the remainder of 2018 moving forward and beyond. Now, if we could just get the obvious out of the way here, please don't make any trades based on what I say here. Don't be stupid. I'm just an idiot on the internet making videos, so everything I say here should be taken with a grain of salt. Okay, so these predictions are based on two assumptions that I'm making, which could be entirely wrong. Assumption number one is that Bitcoin is cyclical based on the reward halving. Now, if that sounds like Greek to you, let me explain. The number of newly issued Bitcoins gets cut in half every 4 years. So in 2009, it was 50 coins every 10 minutes were created. It has halved twice since then, so 2012 and 2016, and it will happen again in 2020. Currently, 12.5 coins are created every 10 minutes. I believe that the market cycles are very much related to this hard-coded scarcity that Bitcoin is based on. Assumption number two is that Bitcoin is and will continue to be the driving force behind the cryptocurrency space and the market therein. With that being said, let's first take a look at what has happened with Bitcoin price since the last halving. Alright, so we're going to be looking at some historical price data here. This is a website called 99bitcoins.com. They've got a lot of great resources here, so if you want to check them out, go ahead, 99bitcoins.com. Awesome site. So let's take a look. We are looking here at January 2012 to some point in mid 2013 at the moment. And so you can see here the halving happened in let's see, where did it happen here? There we go, halving day. Happened near the end of 2012. So there wasn't a whole lot that happened immediately thereafter with the price. There was a spike kind of in anticipation early on. It went up to about $13 and it had previously been 5 or 6, but not much beyond that. And after the halving happened, again, not much through the end of 2012 into 2013. It was in 2013 that we started to see some bigger spikes. So in April, we got up into the 200s around here. There's a big spike, and it basically went from somewhere around $80 here, and then enjoyed a massive spike all the way up to 200 and something. Depending on the exchange you were looking at, it went up to as high as 260, and that's not even taking into account the previous spikes from the $13, $15, $16 range here. Then it kind of pulled back, and there wasn't much price action through the rest of the year until the end of the year. Let's move a little bit forward here, and you can see that the next bubble just absolutely dwarfed it. So here's the old one, and then nothing, and then we hit late fall, and boom, that's when we went to that historical high of 12, I think it went up to about 1240 on Mount Gox, and that was another all-time high. So it hit that high on November 29th. Now at this point, the price predictions coming out of some of the main Bitcoin talking heads were massive. People calling for, at the time, $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 Bitcoin back then. But as we can see moving forward, that did not come to fruition. There's a huge pullback and then a little bounce back up to close to all-time highs, but not quite there. I don't even think it went over 1,000 here. And then it just, kind of sucked for the rest of the spring. Around summer, there's, again, some bounces, some hope there. And moving forward, it just continued to absolutely get decimated. Now, the worst point came in early January 2015, and actually, I'm surprised it's not on the chart here, but This coincided with the absolute bottom coincided with Mike Hearn, who is a former Bitcoin developer. He had a whiny rage quit. He declared Bitcoin a failed project, and we bottomed out just under $200 US. So it was down about 80% from the all-time highs in and around this time. Now, the rest of 2015 was pretty uneventful. I mean, it did start to pick back up towards the end of the year. We started to see prices up around $500 kind of near the end of the year into early January 2016. Now, the halving, where was that? There we go. The second halving day. So halving day happened in July of 2016, and you can see there was a run up here. So we peaked out around 750, 760, somewhere around that time, and then we just kind of had a pullback, and the rest of the year was relatively uneventful. So the next few months here just kind of skidded along. And then it wasn't until 2017 that we saw these massive runs. And, you know, you look at the chart and compared to what we hit, nothing even registers back here. So let's go back a little bit. We saw big spikes here. I'd say this is kind of the first big one in and around June when we went up to around 2,900, and then we dropped about 30%. Then, let's see, in August, again, we had a big one. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. It's kind of hard. Let's see here. In August, we had our big run again. I went up close to about between $4,000 and $5,000 here. And then we had another 30% pullback in September. And then once we hit October, it was pretty much just a massive moonshot all the way up to just shy of 20 grand. And all these pullbacks here, they're only a few weeks at a time. It was pretty much all upside through almost the entire year. Which brings me to 2018. And we can see here that since that top, it's been a lot of downside and about 3 months of downside with not really much of a return, and it doesn't look like we're anywhere near to going back to all-time highs anytime soon. So now that we've looked at some historical prices, do I think Bitcoin is going to moonshot for the rest of 2018? No! Now hold on, put down your pitchforks. You can pick them back up at the end of the video if you decide to. In all honesty, I think that 2018 is gonna suck. There may be a mid-year pump, kind of like there was in 2014, but I think it would be short-lived, and for the most part, it's gonna be a lot of downside. Now, I think the worst of it will come at the beginning of 2019, and if we drop anywhere near to the same percentage as last time, we could be scraping 3 to 4 grand in that area, which if you bought the top, that's painful. I do think that you'll see a little bit more upside through 2019, but really not much. And I think that getting into the beginning of 2020, leading up to the next halving, we will see things start to look up and be a lot nicer. Probably to the mid-teens, maybe, around 14, 15, 16,000, followed by a pullback and a relatively uneventful year. I don't imagine we'll see new all-time highs until around early 2021. I believe this is how long it will take for supply and demand to do its thing and for the hype train to jump on board. I think 2021 is when we see multiple time gains again, and if Bitcoin does anything like it did this past year in 2017, I could easily see us hitting hundreds of thousands of dollars per Bitcoin, maybe 300, 400, but I'm gonna try not to be too specific here, just multiples. Now, I know that outline was oddly specific, but I'm just basing this on the assumption that history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes, the quote that I stuck at the beginning of the video. I very much think that the halving of Bitcoin has a lot to do with the price cycles that it goes through, and I think that will diminish over time, but I currently still believe that most people don't even know about the halving, including a lot of speculators that got in this past December. I work at a company that deals with people that are buying Bitcoin over the counter, and when it came up in conversation, most of them didn't realize that the halving was even a thing. So I think until it becomes common knowledge, these cycles will continue to happen. So while I'm at it, why don't I toss out a few other predictions here for the rest of the crypto space. Prediction number 1. By 2021, the top 20 coins will look vastly different from what they do today. I think many of the ones that we see there right now will be replaced by others that are just flavor of the week. Don't believe me? Take a look at this old screenshot of some of the top previous coins. Do you recognize much? Didn't think so. I do think that Litecoin will still be there. It's the only coin of its age that has remained in the top 10 since inception. I also think that, love it or hate it, Ethereum will continue to be a top tier coin. It will probably go through many more hacks and many more bugs, but I think with each one it will probably become more secure, and I think that anybody that is on board with Ethereum is fully prepared for things like that to happen. So, and the one that I hope to see up there still is Monero. I don't know. I hope it'll be there, but we'll see. One thing is for sure is that in 2021 we'll also have just a much clearer general picture of which projects have a solid long-term outlook. Prediction number 2. By 2021, in the next hype cycle, a whole new generation of crypto experts will emerge. They will trade their shitcoins, they will flout their extensive knowledge that they've gained over the past 2 months, and they will dump all of their money into what amounts to be the next BitConnect. Prediction number 3, Bcash will still not be Bitcoin. And prediction number 4, by 2021, Bitcoin will have advanced so much it will be a completely different beast. It will be orders of magnitude more scalable, and the user interfaces and applications will be much more user-friendly and much more ready for the mainstream. I also think that a few new use cases will emerge that we haven't even thought of yet. Now, you might find yourself thinking, wow, you're pretty chipper for a guy who just outlined massive downside for the next couple years. Well, number 1, I'm an impatient man. Number 2, I'm in this for the long haul. And number 3, it'll be nice to see the focus on something other than just price for the next couple of years. I find that the most innovation tends to happen when people aren't as concerned about the price. So what do you think? Am I on the ball here, or am I way off? Let me know in the comments down below, and give me your price predictions for the next year or two. Also, if you're watching this video in 2021, let me know how far off or how amazingly accurate I was. I look forward to seeing comments on this video in a few years' time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe, drop a tip if you're able to, and share this video. Also, if you'd like to help the show in another way, hit up my affiliate link down below to grab yourself a hardware wallet to secure your Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I will see you guys next time on the BTC Sessions.